Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Katie.
You're listening to Not-Stalgia, the top secret podcast that's best listened to inside the cone of silence. Do you know what the cone of silence is?
I don't, but I imagine it would be really difficult to listen to a podcast in there.
Kate, have you ever seen... Get Smart?
Get Smart.
Do you know what it is? Checking your memory banks over there?
I am. It was a TV show, and it's got wacky gadgets. It's like Inspector Gadget, but the gadgets aren't part of him. They are just on him. And he has a shoe phone.
Oh.
And he's kind of a wacky guy.
Uh-huh. Did you see this?
No, I've just been in the cultural stew.
Oh. Did you see the Steve Carell version?
I think, I was going to say they made a remake with Steve Carell. I don't know if I saw it, but I know it was definitely at our local video store.
The video store existed in 2008. Okay, well, you know a lot. Go on.
I know.
Anything,
I know lots of things.
Anything else? That was impressive.
I know that the guy is maybe not super together, like Inspector Gadget. Mm-hmm. But again, the gadgets are not part of his body.
Are you aware that the man who plays this man is the voice of Inspector Gadget?
Oh, God, why? Why would they do this crossover?
Is directly inspired by this, and then they even got the real guy, Don Adams. So excellent to hone in on that.
I'm really smart.
You're a cultural
I'm great at context
expert.
clues.
Pop culture expert. Anything else for the good of the group? Do you know who is responsible for this show? It's a name you know.
Oh my God, what's his name? Sherwood Schwartz.
Oh, Sherwood Schwartz wishes he was this funny. This is a whole nother level of comedy above Sherwood Schwartz. I don't know why I'm dragging Sherwood Schwartz.
It's a name I know.
It's another Jewish comedian that you know. That's not Sherwood Schwartz.
Gilda Radner. Who is it?
Well, Kate, in 1926, a man named Mel Brooks was born.
Mel Brooks, what's he doing here? I got the producers in my queue right now.
He was born, he makes the producers while the show is still in the air.
Oh, golly.
He does this first. He was
Mel.
He was born in 1926.
Is he still alive?
Yes, while recording in April.
Yeah, get it down to the minute,
April
though.
of 2024. So what is today? The 26th. While recording on April 26th at 3:58 p.m. on a Friday.
He might die at 3:59 though, because he is
alive.
old.
This will not air for a little while, so who knows? But he's born in 1926 when he's a little boy. He says when he's 9, he went to see Anything Goes on Broadway.
As one does.
And he came out of it was like, I'm going to be in show business. Like, he loved it.
Anything Goes is a great show. Great show.
And it
very
was like,
racist, though. Extremely racist. Lots of racism.
So
good cast, though. Lots of parts if you're like a small sailor.
Fast forward a few years, and World War II breaks out. He goes and serves in Europe as a combat engineer for the U.S. Army.
Wow.
And
okay,
basically,
Mel.
he goes around and has to find landmines. And and that doesn't sound like a good job. He's locating them.
Okay.
And then he sends in the guys
some kind
who
of
defuse
equipment.
them. Yes.
Okay.
And he is building bridges. Like Army. I didn't know what an Army engineer really was. I've never really thought much about Army until I was doing these notes. But you have to transport your troops in rough terrain. So you might need to send in guys who just build a bridge.
Yeah.
Just long enough for you to get across.
It's an engineer in the Army.
It's
Tyler.
really cool. That's all. It sounds cool. So he does that. He serves in World War II. And then he comes home and immediately goes to the Catskills to perform comedy to begin his show business career. As
one does.
The whole World War II thing kind of just sidetracked him a little bit. So he becomes...
just sidetracked by a world war.
He's doing his stand-up comedy in the Catskills, then he breaks into TV writing, and by 1949 he's writing for TV shows, doing comedy writing for TV. 1950, Sid Caesar hires him to write on the super famous comedy variety show Your Show of Shows, where Mel Brooks will work alongside Carl Reiner. They become best friends, and Carl Reiner might have died recently, but
let's look.
Up until their very old age, they were best friends, and it would make you cry if you saw them
no.
talk about each other.
Oh no, like Ben and Jerry?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry made you cry.
To the point where while I was doing these notes, when Carl Reiner created the Dick Van Dyke Show, the best friend on the Dick Van Dyke Show is based on Mel Brooks.
Uh-oh, he's crying.
Because he's his best friend.
June 29th, 2020.
Wow, okay. So he died in 2020. But up until the end of their lives...
He was 98 years old. He died of natural causes.
They had a really nice friendship for 70 years. So much so that Brooks and Reiner they like while they're at parties and like hanging out, they develop this like little comedy bit they do called the 2,000-year-old man. Have you ever heard this?
Nope.
So they do this shtick, and it's like, I saw Jesus get crucified, it's this whole routine they would do just for fun around, probably in the writing room at your shows, and then like at parties, and people would be like, oh, do your 2,000-year-old man thing. But then like it develops, and by 1960 they're doing it like on the Steve Allen show. They're like doing a comedy bit, and then in 1960 they put it out as a record. So there's a comedy record called The 2,000-Year-Old Man by Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner. This is like one of their big breaks. In 1962, Mel Brooks wrote the book for the Broadway show All American. Do you know that show at all? I don't.
No.
But he wrote a Broadway show in 1962.
Huh.
Because he's going to come back to Broadway with like the producers and stuff later. Way later. Anyway, Brooks teams up with another TV comedy writer named Buck Henry to create a new comedy TV show in 1965 called Get Smart. It's a spy show. It's a comedy spy show, as you said. So, long story short, The Pink Panther, starring Peter Sellers. Are you familiar with The Pink Panther?
Yes. He's a detective spy. Mm-hmm. But he's not very good at it.
Boom, perfect. Have you seen it?
Sometimes a panther is around.
That's in the intro, the cartoon intro.
Yes.
Have you seen The Pink Panther? I've never actually watched it all the way through.
Peter Sellers.
Yeah, Peter Sellers, yeah. Have you seen it?
There's a heist.
You're avoiding the question.
No, I got nothing.
I'm just curious if like your dad likes that movie or something. Like my dad does. So anyway, that's a bumbling detective movie. That came out in 1963. It had a sequel, A Shot in the Dark, in 1964. Around the same time, the James Bond movies were starting. The first James Bond movie, Dr. No, came out in 1962. Every year after that, for 2 years, they had sequels. From Russia with Love in 63, Thunderball in 64. On TV, there were spy shows. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. in 1964. The Avengers in 1961. Unrelated to the Marvel Comics thing. It was the spy show. So basically, Get Smart is created in the 60s when top secret spies are very popular in movies and TV.
Did you know that Mel Brooks was married to Anne Bancroft until her death in 2005?
You crying over there?
No. He's credited as saying once you are married to Anne Bancroft, others don't seem that appealing.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
So they make this show in the 60s to capitalize on the spy craze that everybody's all hyped about spies. But their twist is it's going to be funny. Although the Pink Panther was also funny, so it's not even that creative, I guess. But that's their shtick here.
Yeah, the Pink Panther, he was French, though.
In interviews, Mel Brooks has talked about how at the time, TV comedies, like sitcoms, were like very saccharine for the most part. They were all about families.
The Bradys, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a little later, but yeah. TV sitcoms are very like.
Leave It to Beaver.
What did we watch? Leave It to Beaver. Donna Reed.
Total smoke show.
Even Dick Van Dyke to an extent. These are family shows about families.
Yep. There's always one kid who's like, "Hi, father."
Correct. So like, Mel Brooks was like, I wanted to do something weirder. He keeps saying that it's supposed to be like a comic strip, like it should be absolutely ridiculous. That's what's going to be groundbreaking about this show as a TV comedy, is that takes it in a completely different direction. It stars Don Adams. He was a comedian who was playing small roles on TV shows at the time. He's Maxwell Smart, aka Agent 86. And then the co-star is Barbara Feldon. She was a model and an actress. She plays Agent 99. They both work for Control. It's an acronym for something, but it's like a top secret United States agency. And they fight against an evil agency called Chaos. So anyway, Excellent. It's a silly show. It's successful. It aired from September 18th, 1965 to May 15th, 1970 for 5 seasons, the first 4 on NBC, the 5th on CBS. They made 138 episodes. In 1980, they made a theatrical movie called The Nude Bomb that stars Don Adams as Maxwell Smart. It's like a sequel movie to this show, but Mel Brooks and Buck Henry were not involved at all. In 1982, Don Adams becomes the voice of Inspector Gadget, very similar. In 1989, they do a TV movie, Get Smart Again. In 1995, for 7 episodes, there's a revival series, also just called Get Smart, on Fox. Probably not very good if it only lasted 7 episodes. In 2008, Steve Carell and Anne Hathaway star in the movie remake. Anyway, Kate, I loved this show as a kid. It was on Nick at Night from 1991 to 1995, but I didn't see it until it was on TV Land, the spin-off channel of Nick at Night in the early 2000s. It's interesting, though. I really gravitated towards this show. I really thought it was hilarious and different than everything else I was watching on something like Nick at Night or TV Land. But I was not a Mel Brooks kid. Like, I had friends growing up who, like, loved Spaceballs and Robin Hood Men in Tights, like his movies that he's going to go on to make. But I, for some reason, I never really watched them all the way through. I never gravitated towards them. To this day, I haven't seen most of them, which maybe we should watch them sometime. But I love this. So if his sensibility here is similar, I might like his movies. But I'm curious if you're going to like this. Have you seen any of those movies of his?
I don't think so.
Spaceballs?
No.
Blazing Saddles?
Maybe in like 28-minute increments.
Edited for TV too,
Yeah.
so it's totally, yeah. So this show is really like funny. It's got some really stupid humor in a good way. I'm excited. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to watch season 1, episode 7, Chaos in Control. And then if you choose, if you enjoy it, you'll have the option, or not, to watch one more, season 3, episode 7. One of our Olives is missing. And that one, Carol Burnett is the guest star for the whole episode.
Oh, I do like Carol Burnett.
So we'll
why
see.
you gotta do this to me?
I was gonna just pick that one, but the Chief isn't in it, and the Chief is like the third co-star of the show, so
he's
we couldn't just watch that. And I wanted to make sure the Cone of Silence was in it, so that's how I picked the Chaos in
I
Control.
can't believe you're putting me in charge.
Do you want me to leave the room?
That won't be necessary, Hodgkins. We can talk under the cone of silence.
The cone of silence?
Well, this is a magenta alert, isn't it?
The cone of silence. I am deeply concerned about the conference room.
What?
I'm concerned about the conference room.
How's that?
He's concerned about the conference room.
How?
I want it thoroughly inspected for hidden devices, microphones, bombs.
What?
Doesn't he just like look like Inspector Gadget?
He does.
It's that little mouth shape that he makes.
Yeah.
Really.
Meanwhile, what's her name?
Barbara Feldon.
Total Smoke Show.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Good for Barbara. Lots of locks on this door. Could it be a vault, do you think?
I think just watching this as a kid, I was like, oh, I didn't realize like they were funny in 1965. You know,
The magenta alert.
I just heard on NPR the other day that there's a magenta heat alert now
Yeah.
in the United States. It's brand new. That's like the worst one. Like you'll die even inside in air conditioning if it's magenta.
I had no idea Mel Brooks did this. Wow, look at that conversation pit couch. Wow. I've seen this happen in our home. Am I married to Maxwell Smart?
All right, here we go. This intro, iconic. If you were watching this with my dad, he would tell you what that car is right now.
Of course he would.
No matter how many times you've seen this intro with him. But to his point, I don't know what the car is, so I guess I need to be told again.
Just the back of the chief's office that just has like guns, knives, brass knuckles with a knife welded on them. Just loose weapons. So the cone of silence is just like a large plexiglass structure that they talk into. But clearly doesn't work.
So stupid.
All right, that made me laugh a little. Some of these deliveries are not supposed to be funny, but they are.
Let's put the retrogressor away now.
Just like a preposterously large silver ear that he affixes to his head, which is really funny. I thought that it might be like something that you would touch and it would disintegrate some stuff, but it's just a f***ing arc welder. The
His little
magic
pen
disintegrator
that he can blast
pen.
through
Yeah.
stuff with.
That chief guy has a great voice. Look at these two wacky trench coats. Oh no, a gun that makes you happy and have no problems anymore. Please do not shoot me with that.
All right, what'd you think?
It was actually pretty funny. I genuinely laughed a few times. The physical comedy was pretty good. I didn't hate this.
Yeah.
Good job, Anne Bancroft's husband.
Maybe I'm applying modern standards. I thought there would be more jokes, though. Like,
Yeah,
throughout
yeah.
the middle, it just became, there's a mystery to solve. It took its story, like the rest of the story, like somewhat seriously. I
Yeah.
was looking for more jokes, but again, that might be pacing, a modern pacing
Yeah, I
thing
think
that
it's
I'm
more of a
thinking
pacing.
But yeah, the jokes
deal.
were pretty good. Had enough? Do you get it without seeing the Carol Burnett one?
I understand it.
You get it. You don't need the good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Very well. Here's what you missed. Carol Burnett is a country western singer, and Control has a little olive that is a recording device in it, but she accidentally swallows it, so all they hear, I guess, is her singing, I think, is the bit. Anyway.
Yeah, this was fun. I don't think I'll watch it again, but I would watch other Mel Brooks stuff.
You see what else Mel Brooks was up to a
Yeah.
little later.
Hot take.
Yeah, he
Pretty
makes
funny.
his first movie, The Producers, near the end of the run of this show. Once the show's off the air, he spends the 70s and 80s and 90s and beyond just making movies. All right, Kate. It was nice and absurd. And as a kid, it always stood out from the other. This and Batman, the 1966 Batman, always stood out among the other sort of Nick at Night fare as like extra absurd and bizarre. And I always appreciated that. All right, that's it for this week. Tune in next week.
Nick at Night has a new equation for good TV. So get ready. Get smart. Add
Agent 86.
to
99.
How do you do?
plus
44.
plus
K13.
divided by.
Chaos.
And what do you get?
Smart.
Get smart.
It all adds up.
TV. Get smart. Count on it. Every night at 9, 8 Central on Nick at Night.